What's up everyone? Episode 8. Trying the selfie stick again. Another short video. Let's get straight to it. Do you need better VST instruments? For those who don't know what VST instruments are, those are virtual instruments. So instead of having for example, a real guitar to play with or a real piano, you'll have a software package that allows you to play that piano sound as if it's the real thing. So do you need better sounding or more expensive virtual instruments to make better music? And I think this is a pretty obvious one, but I'm just here to remind everybody that the answer is no. You do not need better or new. You don't need that new VST instrument that you've been researching on YouTube for the last couple of weeks, or you know that particular sound that you were looking for, that you know that whichever particular producer used to get a particular sound. You don't need those things, guys. All you need, I think it was, I can't remember who it was, but fellow producer once said a while ago, he said, anything that makes noise, right? So what do I mean by anything that makes noise? Remember when I told you guys that when I started out, I used an old PC that I put together, that I covered with that I had to cover with a blanket or a towel or a pillow just to drown out the noise, right? So remember I said I used Cubase at the time, and at the time it was still Fruity Loops 3 point whatever it was, and I used all of the sounds that came stock, that came with Fruity Loops. I just rewired that to Cubase, and that's what I used. And at the time I just wanted to make music, whether it was the greatest VSTs that I was using, it didn't matter to me. What mattered to me was that I was able to create music. I was able to get my ideas down, write music, create melodies, record music, and that's all that should matter. I mean, somebody emailed me and said, Mo, this tagline for your series, make more music. Why do you say that? Shouldn't people be making great music or trying to make the greatest music that they can? And my answer to that is, of course they need to be doing that. Of course people will want to try and make the greatest song that they've ever made. And, like that, but that shouldn't stop it. That shouldn't prevent you from making anything else that you want. I mean, we all fall into the trap where, and I'm sure you've seen it online, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, you name it, where people saying, yo, I'm in the studio, I'm working on my new #1 hit, or my top 10 hit, or this banger, or that banger. I mean, come on guys, nobody can guarantee you that, really. So, just make more music, express yourself. The more music that you make, the better music you will start making. Now, coming back to, do I need new VSTs? Now, anybody who knows FL Studio 3.5, I think it was, the stock sound, a lot of the stock sounds on there were pretty rubbish, right? But I didn't let that stop me. Remember I said I've got 14 songs that I've got waiting, that I'm busy working on, that's going to be released, either my own music or other artists' music. As part of those 14 songs, I've pulled out some really old songs that I've done, and I'm not even reworking them. All I'm doing is I'm just doing a new mix and master, and I'm going to release it so that I can try and inspire people, so they can say, hey, but I used that exact same sound, and I really felt that it wasn't going to give me the best song possible because I felt the sound was cheap. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And I remember I entered a national songwriting competition, actually, where they were looking for a really good song with really good melodies that sounded really good. And I entered a song called Lady, which I'm going to be releasing in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And it was really one of the first songs that I really sat down and put together. I'd created enough songs to really start applying myself and deciding what I wanted the song to sound like. And I used all stock Fruity Loop sounds. stock plugins in Cubase to mix the song, and I think out of 650 entrants, I came in at number 8 in the country. So I was pretty chuffed about that, really happy. I really wasn't expecting to place anywhere near the top 100 or 200. Well, if I made 100, I would have been happy. And I came in at number 8. And, you know, that was a real eye-opener for me, because what I noticed is that I realized that my focus or my worry was on the wrong thing. So I was worried about I'm not using expensive enough virtual instruments, so that means my song is not good. But that didn't matter, because when I was contacted, they said, we really love your song, excellent melodies, great pop song, lyrically it was fantastic. So that's all that should matter. I mean, I remember I used to write weekly articles for a website a couple of years ago, yeah. And the focus was, make more music. And in one of the articles, I spoke about a similar type of issue. Do I need better sounding instruments? Do I need better sounding virtual instruments? Do I need a new guitar? Do I need a new piano? Do I need a new bass? And the answer is always no. Because what happened was that I made an example in that article where I said, if you took somebody like, let's say, John Mayer, right? Fantastic guitarist, great songwriter, great albums. Give him the cheapest guitar that you can find, right? So that 300 Rand guitar that you can get at cash converters or second-hand stores, give him that guitar and have him play something for you. I guarantee you wouldn't care that he was using this cheap guitar, because that's not going to change the way he plays or his ideas. In fact, it may even inspire him to make something different. And that's what we should focus on. Like, if you're looking for new sounds, use the existing sounds that you have and use a virtual instrument or a patch or something that you wouldn't usually use, so that it can inspire you to make something different. A couple of years ago, I started experimenting on that, and I remember doing a song that, usually I used to sit down and write a song with a guitar or a piano. Then I decided, no, that's not what I want to do. Then I tried new things. I tried writing a song with absolutely no instruments, just writing down lyrics, coming up with a melody, and then see what would happen. Secondly, I did a song called Move Your Body, which I hope to re-release soon. I'm just struggling to find the separates on my old hard drive. I wrote that song by just I played in some chords, I put a basic beat together, I plugged the mic in, I pressed record, and I just sang whatever came out of my mouth. And if I didn't have any words, I just mumbled anything that came to mind, as long as I just had a melody, right? And people loved the song. I mean, I performed that song all over, and people loved the song. And that's still how I write songs today. I don't physically write anything down. All I do is I just freestyle as much as I can. Right? So the short answer is, you don't need that new VST pack or that new, I'm trying not to mention names here, but I think I'm going to have to. You don't need Native Instruments Complete 10 or Complete 11 Ultimate in order to make better music. You don't need East West Quantum Leap's latest piano or producer pack. You don't need Cine Strings. You don't. Now, I'm not saying those things aren't fantastic to have. They are great to have, right? But don't let those things blind you or steer you off course on what the most important thing is, which is to make more music, right? Your favorite artist in the country at the moment, which I want to focus on and not speak too much about overseas artists. Your favorite artist in the country didn't get to where they were overnight, right? You may have seen an overnight success in terms of not knowing who they were and haven't heard any music from them, to knowing music from them. Right? There's a rapper, there's a MC rapper in Cape Town that people are finally loving, but they don't know that over the last decade he's made so many mixtapes, so many tracks, featured in so many tracks, and only now he's getting the attention that he deserves. So keep working, keep pushing, keep focusing on the music. Don't focus on, do I need this new virtual instrument? Do I need this new compressor or equalizer or reverb, delay? Do I need a new digital audio workstation, which I covered a couple of weeks ago, right? So the program that you record or you create your music in. Do you need the new or the latest one to do that? Guys, the answer is no. The answer is definitely no. Right? Don't forget, if you have any questions, just drop it in the comments and I'll answer them for you. Anything music related, songwriting, production, engineering, you name it, mixing, mastering, that's why I'm here. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I announced the competition. And basically, the competition is that anybody who was interested in entering could simply send me either a link to themselves singing something, a voice note, an MP3, an audio clip, whatever it could be, via email, inbox, WhatsApp. And I'm so happy to tell you that we got some amazing entrants. I say we, it's myself and the judges. And yeah, after entries closed 2 weeks ago, I sent the entry, all of the entries to the judges. So we had 4 judges in this competition. I didn't personally judge the competition, right? So the first judge was Clint C. He's an artist and producer in Cape Town. The Englishman from EBI Music, go check his website out, ebimusic.co.za. And then we had Galant, who's actually my youngest brother. He's one of the lead singers in the band called Dialoos Bokkies. And then the 4th judge was my wife, Wissal. So I sent all the entrants in, and I gave the judges 3 days to have a listen to everything, and then come back to me and simply just give me their winners in the order that they felt, right? So number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and all independently. So none of the 4 judges knew what the other judge was coming back with, right? I then also asked each judge to let me know why they've chosen that particular person as the person to win the competition. And the results are in. I feel like I should have had a drum roll or something given here so I can get a drum roll going. So, the winner of the GimmeMoe competition, number 1, to professionally record a cover song of their choice is Jody Lee Little. Right, Jody sent in an MP3 submission, and funny enough, each and every judge scored, or the order that they gave me from number 1 to the rest of the entrants, it was almost identical. I think 1st and 2nd place was exactly the same for each and every one of the judges. So Jody Lee Little, you are the winner of the GimmeMoe competition. Just before this video, I actually contacted her to let her know that she's won. She's so happy. I can't wait to get to it, and then obviously share the song with you guys. We're going to be documenting the whole recording process, as well as at the end when the song is done. Whichever episode that I'll be in the series, whether it's season 1 or season 2, I'm going to be, doing a video where I play you her audition or her entry, and then her final song. Right? So just to be clear and open about everything, the judges again, unanimously, I'm obviously paraphrasing. I didn't want to read everything verbatim, but all of the judges said that they hear something in Jodie's voice. They hear something and they feel as though, you know, if she works with me, I can push her to sound even better and just give a fantastic song. So I'm really happy about it. In fact, the moment I told Jodie that she won, and I said, hey, when can we meet? When can we talk about the song that you want to do? She came back immediately and she said, you know, this is the song that I want to do. It's such a great song. I have to let her know that it's going to be pretty challenging, but that's the experience that I want the winner to get. I want the winner to come in and I want them to know that it's hard work. It's not easy. It's not just I walk in and I win, or I walk in and 20 minutes later I leave and, you know, that's it. And then the producer or somebody calls me afterwards and then, you know, I've got my song. It doesn't work like that. So I'm going to give the winner of the competition, which is Jodie, the full experience. So I'm going to sit her down. I'm going to speak about, you know, some of the mic techniques, try and let her know about or identify any of the habits that she may have picked up singing, because most of us sing other people's songs, and you know, what do we actually sound like? I mean, most people who come in here, when I do a song for them and they leave, they say, wow, but this doesn't sound like me. And then I then respond to them and I say, no, that's what you sound like. You've just been singing other people's songs all your life. So yeah, it's been a good experience to do the first competition. There'll be a couple of more competitions coming, so don't you guys worry about that. There will be more things for you to win. And yeah, just a quick one. Last week I couldn't do an episode. For those really close to me, you'll know that last week was a very tough week for me, personally, on the personal front, and I don't want to get into the details, which is why episode 8 is only happening today. So yeah, I've got some, because it's been a week and a half off, I've got a pretty big backlog to try and get to. There were 2 questions that I was supposed to answer in this video, and it's just gone straight out of my mind. What was it? I think it was Ricardo Dyson who asked me a question. I can't remember. I don't want to waste your time. What I have been getting is a lot of questions from people asking me about, so these are people who are making their own music, they're recording their own music, they are really following the advice that I've put out there, that other producers have put out there, which is make more music. And the questions that I'm now receiving are things like, Mo, so I've recorded my song, how do I mix, how do I get everything to sound good together, how do I get it to sound polished? Now that can get very technical, right? It can get very technical. I've had a couple of people ask me if I'm willing to put together a little course for them to do, or a masterclass of some sort. So I'm thinking about that, and I'll get back to everybody who has contacted me regarding mixing and mastering. But in next week's episode 9, I'm actually going to be talking about mixing, the concept of mixing, things that you can do when you are creating your music that will contribute to a better mix, or a better sounding mix, a better sounding song. So that's going to be next week. For now, I'm going to get back to studio because I've got a massive backlog that I now need to catch up on, and I was only away for a week and a half. So, like I said, guys, these videos are going to be a lot shorter than they used to be. I think the first 6 episodes were about an hour long. If you prefer the hour-long videos, please let me know, and I'll go back to that. If not, I'll keep them nice, short and sweet, like last week's video. And this one, well, it's not very short, but it's shorter compared to the hour-long videos. Thank you very much, guys. Again, I'll post this video to YouTube once I'm done. Even when the video is completed, or if you get a chance to watch it a bit later on, and you do have any questions, just leave a comment and I'll answer them as soon as I can. Yeah, guys, Jodie Lee Little was won the GimmeMoe competition #1, and she now gets to record for free a cover song of her choice, and I cannot wait to start on that one. I'll keep you guys informed on the progress of that one. For now, take care. I'll see you next time. Cheers.